Okay, this video is a demo on one-point perspective. Now, one-point perspective is a device to show uh, depth for a shape that is directly in front of the viewer's face, basically. So because of this, um, it, it doesn't accurately represent the way that horizontal lines would recede back toward two vanishing points, like in two-point perspective. Two-point perspective is more it's more realistic than one-point perspective, but it also doesn't accurately represent reality. One-point perspective it uses a horizon line, which the horizon line is nothing more than the viewer's eye level. Okay, it doesn't actually refer to like a physical horizon, like where the sky meets a prairie or pasture or something. That is a horizon, but a horizon line uh, it refers to the viewer's eye level. Okay, so what I'm going to do first is I need to establish a vanishing point, and that needs to go on the horizon line. So I'm just going to arbitrarily put a vanishing point down here, and the horizon line, of course, will go right through that vanishing point. If you want to do this exercise yourself, you can with pencil and paper and a ruler, and you can just pause this video if it's going too fast. And another thing to take note of is, since I'm using Photoshop instead of actual drawing paper and pencil, there's going to be a lot of lines that I'll have to erase because I'm using Photoshop and not drawing. But a lot of the lines, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about, a lot of the lines that I make way longer than they need to be, and then it makes it extra work for me to go back and erase. But with a pencil and a ruler, you don't have to make the lines as long as I'm making them, and I'll point that out as I make the first few lines that are too long. So I've got the vanishing point. I didn't put it dead center in the picture, and I also didn't put it. I put it below the middle part of the page. So here's the horizon line that will go right through the vanishing point, and I'm just going to quickly lower the line so that it does go right through vanishing point. So now all you have to do is you just draw different shapes anywhere on the page, and I'm going to use squares and rectangles. They should be the easiest to start off with. So you'll see that I made a total of 4 shapes. 2 of them are above the horizon line, 1 of them is below the horizon line, and 1 of them intersects the horizon line. So now what we do is we just need to line up the visible corners. Well, not visible, they're all visible, I guess, but the corners that are the closest to the vanishing point. So in this case, it's the top right, the bottom right, and the lower left. So if this was an actual physical cube, you wouldn't be able to see the edge of the top left corner. So I just make connections to the vanishing point, and then arbitrarily I just decide how deep this shape or this form is going to be, and I'm drawing the back 2 edges of the rectangle. Okay, now that they're finished, and I've erased all of the extra lines, you can clearly see that for the forms or shapes that are above the horizon line, you can see the bottom of the forms, of the cubes. On the one that's below the horizon line, you can see the top of that prism. So here we see the bottom of the prisms, and here we see the top of the prism. But for the one that intersects the horizon line, that's both above and below the horizon line, we can't see the top or the bottom. I'm going to go ahead and represent the interior space of the prisms. I'm using a different color because if we were actually looking at these prisms, you wouldn't be able to, obviously you wouldn't be able to see the other side, the left side of this prism that I'm working on. So this just implies, what those edges would look like. So with 1 point perspective, first you have to have a horizon line. Also, that's just the viewer's eye level. And you have 1 point that can be anywhere on that horizon line. And then all horizontal lines that would recede back into space go to that point.